I applaud Chairman Brady in his effort to start the process of tax reform so we can actually lower rates for families to put more money back in the pockets of hardworking families who know that our taxes are too high already and want to get our economy moving again and actually get growth and bring those companies that have left America back to our country so we can grow our economy here. I think it's important that this week we are recognizing Police Officers Week. In Louisiana last week, we lost 10 officers in the line of duty. And 3 of those were officers who were killed in Baton Rouge on one day in July of last year. One officer who is still battling from that tragic day is East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Deputy Nick Tullier. I went and visited with Nick Tullier and his family last year as he was battling in the hospital, and he still battles to this day. It's a really tough battle, but he's a tough man and he's got a tough family. And so Nick remains in our prayers, just like all those other officers who died in the line of duty, standing up and protecting our communities. So I think it's important that we all remember those police officers this week as we pay special tribute to them and their families. One other person who we are standing up for this week, joined with our conference chair, Kathy McMorris Rogers, and other members in introducing a bipartisan bill called the Steve Gleason Act. This is a legislation that we passed 2 years ago when Medicare back in 2014 made changes that actually took speech-generating devices away from people who were battling Lou Gehrig's disease and other diseases that are debilitating. And so we actually needed an act of Congress. We tried to work with the administration in 2014, and they wouldn't reverse that bad policy, so we passed a law in 2015 so that nobody can be denied their voice if they're battling a disease like ALS. And yet that law is set to expire next year, so we're not going to sit back and wait. And yesterday I joined with Steve Gleason in New Orleans in holding a press conference to highlight this even more. And I know Chairwoman McMorris Rogers has done the same thing in highlighting the fact that we're not going to let this law expire. We're actually going to stand up for people with ALS. Steve Gleason is a true inspiration to the people in New Orleans and all around the country. His motto is no white flags. And what that means is you never give up. And no matter what your life's limitations might be, you don't let it hold you back from achieving your full potential. And with the Steve Gleason Act renewed permanently, everybody will have a voice, even those who are battling debilitating diseases.